Hi, everybody. It's good to see you again.
Hi, everybody.
I just wanted to share out on the progress of our grant. So last year, the purpose of our project, if you weren't present, was to teach mindfulness practices and provide safe spaces for students and staff. We also wanted our kiddos to more accurately identify their emotions, as well as identify calming strategies, which could cause dysregulation. And of course, our outcomes of that would be a happier school climate, possible decrease in discipline, increase of attendance, and fewer injuries at lunch and recess. The plan was we were going to provide and did some of these things: professional development with our Mind Up curriculum, which we did implement site-wide. Zones of regulation, we had planned a Festival of Learning night. We're implementing that with teachers as well. Structuring recess, that definitely happened. We had a lot of success with that, providing them alternate activities that weren't physical in nature. The calm corners, we got those in through K through 3, and jiu-jitsu and yoga did not get worked out yet. The wellness grant was able to fund Mind Up curriculum for our entire staff, which was incredible. So all of our staff has Mind Up curriculum. We had other people that were willing to jump in and really expand this project. So it became a lot bigger than what we had even imagined. This is a 3 to 5 year plan. So we would be in our second year right now of implementation. We're just basically looking at a SEL Tier 1 proactive curriculum and continuous opportunities for parents and staff to learn the curriculum and the practices for self-regulation to close the gap and access to all services for students.
All right, so we wanted to share a little bit about what we were able to accomplish. As you are well aware, the end of the year did not go as expected, so some things did have to be modified or changed or put on hold. But these pictures here show a few of our classrooms. So we've got the zones up in a couple of rooms there, that one there, and then down at the bottom, there's another one here that shows the actual feelings, and at the bottom also some strategies that can be used. So our students are really aware that these are the zones. Our goal is to be in the green zone, and they can go from classroom to classroom and know that the material is going to be the same. So they're able to identify, oh, I'm in the yellow zone, and can work with the teacher, the staff member, or even just on their own to move back to the green zone. So those visuals are available in a lot of our classrooms. We've also got a calm corner here, and this is one of our kinder rooms. And that shows a beanbag chair. There's the trampoline there for sensory needs, as well as in the back there, a blue bucket that has a lot of our fidgets and squish toys and the sensory objects that students can access. And then there's our inside out characters, which go really well with the zones. So that's just another way for our students to see those different colored zones that they might be in. So a lot of our classrooms, as Melanie said, the K3s have some semblance of a calm corner. They all look a little different based on the grade, but this is one example. And then in the top right here, we have our a Mind Up poster. So this poster came directly from the Mind Up curriculum that all of our teachers received. And that's just a visual that goes along with how to teach those strategies and the idea of what happens in our brain when we're feeling frustrated or emotional. The next slide shows a few of staff testimonials. So we asked, just as we were putting this presentation together, for some staff to give us ideas of what did you see, what was exciting for you, or what did you notice when we were able to implement what we did get to. And we got a lot of positive feedback. We had one teacher talk about how she's transferred it into her distance learning classroom, and even though her students hadn't been provided this instruction before, because this is actually a kinder class, they are coming in and they're able to identify what zone they're in, and they'll talk about feeling a little bit yellow and what can they do to get back to green. So it's really awesome that it's even transitioning to this setup that we're in now. We had another teacher talk about how it was really nice for the students to be able to go from one classroom to another classroom or another space and see those visuals as the same thing that they're used to seeing in their own rooms. So they could use the same language and they felt safe that the teachers knew what they were they were talking about, and they could really move back to green because of that. So we had a lot of really great positive feedback, which was really great to see. The next slide. So as we heard before, there were a variety of things that we had planned, and the project did really get a lot bigger than what we'd originally intended, which was fantastic. But then COVID and things kind of changed. We were able to get the Mind Up curriculum into all of our classrooms, and we were beginning implementation right before the closure happened. We did have a training on site with one of the Mind Up staff. They came and provided a great training for our teachers just to introduce the program and kind of sample some of it. Hopefully in the future we can find new ways to use our Mind Up curriculum, as the district has decided on a different program for a full tier 1 adoption. So we are now kind of looking at what else can we use our Mind Up programs for, possibly tiers 2 or 3, depending on how we structure things. And same with zones. We've got the materials up, it's all there, but we're still kind of deciding how to use it in our tiered system for social emotional learning. We did have some of the professional development. We had wanted to get the yoga and jujitsu going and include that as part of our parent night as well, but we didn't get that far. So that's something that's still a consideration for the future. We weren't able to hold our parent night that was scheduled for after the closure occurred, but we have, as of now, scheduled a new parent night for this year that's going to focus more on distance learning needs, but our hope is that we'll continue to have them as the year goes on and likely bring in some of the things that we've learned through zones and Mind Up as well. Our sensory comm corners, we got all the way up through 3rd grade. We're hoping to continue that up into 6th grade as well. And then for recess, obviously we're not having that right now. We did have a lot of those materials purchased, and we're setting those things up. And when we return, we'll still have those available. Okay. As far as our goals, it's hard to know if we met them because we just had started rolling things out at the end of January. So we only had about 5 to 6 weeks to really get these things in place and get started. So although we don't have actual hard...
Our attendance did go up from the date of closure. Our goal was 1%, and we were on track to meet that goal.
So we're pretty optimistic about the impact that the project had on our campus, and we felt the difference on site. And we've been able to really lay the groundwork and the foundation for these things to continue. But it's difficult for us to give numbers right now, given the circumstances we're in. But we definitely are feeling good about the direction we're moving in. So we just want to say thank you to the Wellness Committee and to everybody who supported our project. And we are looking forward to making more gains, even in our distance learning setting, but once we return to really kind of focusing back in on some of these strategies and supports.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Thank you.